Hey guys, today we are going to talk about Louis Rossmann versus Future Homes or Future Home. Future Home is a smart home device firmware. So Rossmann announced a $5,000 bounty to anyone who could crack the firmware of a smart home device made by a company called Future Home, which had been flash updating, essentially brick locking users' devices, especially after the company declared bankruptcy. So the company declared bankruptcy. They're no longer going to be updating the software or the firmware. Therefore, everyone who bought a home with this smart home is now in trouble. So Rossmann, the $5,000 bounty is a challenge of his right to own and repair what you bought stance. So in today's society where literally everything is a subscription, you can even subscribe to buying a taco with the Klarna app, where then you would pay monthly payments for your taco. We live in the Netflix era because these companies are not consumer friendly. They have realized that by doing very little, they can charge a monthly fee over and over again. As a former artist myself, I remember Adobe Photoshop used to be something you buy one time, installed on your computer. You'd have the key, you'd have the disk. Now it is a monthly fee. That's the first time I saw something where it was a one-time fee where you got to own it, and then it became a monthly fee. And trust me, it does cost a lot more money. And the quote updates are not really worth the monthly fee, so I no longer use it. Microsoft Office, same kind of scenario there. So the right to own and repair what you bought is really essential for Louis Rossmann because he, at one time, I think he still does it, repairs computers. By placing a boundary, he's pushing for transparency and control over devices that are forcefully updated or disabled by companies no longer supporting them. Apple, again, has been in the middle of these debates. That's the big one, right? Apple makes it very hard for you to upgrade your computers, right? You bought it. Why should you not be able to upgrade? Even Nike, there's been a bunch of Nike lawsuits for customized sneakers, which, if you're interested and we can cover, I know sneakerheads are no longer cool. They're dying basically on YouTube with almost no viewership. But that's from a trademark perspective is really interesting. If you buy a pair of Nike sneakers and you want to custom it for, let's say, Odell Beckham Jr., is it really that bad of a thing? So why I put a five? So there's a video called "Why I Put a $5,000 Bounty on Cracking Future Home Smart Device Firmware." In the video, Rossmann explains why he offered the bounty. His aim is to free users from corporate lockdown of their devices. Yeah, imagine you paid for this software, you want to use it, and then one day, like the company just bankrupt. That's not on you, right? I mean, it's the company wasn't managed properly. Why is that concerning the customers? It's concerning the executives and even the employees for doing a poor enough job that it bankrupt itself. So the core issue, proprietary hardware firmware that prevents customer repairs on a $2,000 product, forced firmware updates that break smart home devices post bankruptcy. Rossmann's role amplified the issue, drove consumer action and legal complaints. He even offered prize money to encourage community led firmware research and regain user control. The theme here is advocacy for repair, right to own, freedom to fix, modify, or reclaim purchased products. Both cases reflect Rossmann's consistent mission: you own what you buy and you should control it. Whether it is a high priced electric board or a household gadget, locking down a product violates that principle. And I think we're going to see more and more of this because why not? I mean, they're making so much money from the subscription model. So instead of you paying for your refrigerator one time, why don't you pay for it every single month, right? That sounds fair, right? In my opinion. No, I'm joking. So in his new video, Futurehome CEO threatens police action after he offers the bounty. Now, I believe this guy is in like Switzerland or some type of country, which is not the US, right? So it's going to be really hard to get the police. And the police action is just, he's too cheap. I mean, I guess he's bankrupt, right? So maybe he cannot file legal action, but he has to file police action. So in response, the Futurehome CEO reportedly threatened to call the police on Rossmann, accusing him perhaps of harassment or threat instead of resolving the device lockout. From the Free Republic discussion, Futurehome CEO threatens police action after I offer $5,000 bounty to free his ransomed customers. I think it's you got to be very careful. I think this is a wake up call for everyone with the smart home devices. What happens if the producer of the smart home device is bankrupt? Are they really going to continue to update? Are they really going to continue to make it safe and secure? Or is your home no longer your home? User sovereignty versus corporate control. Once a company collapses or pivots, previously working devices may become unusable, posing risk to consumer access and rights. The policy implications. This touches on the right to repair. Again, this is Louis Rossmann's biggest point and biggest emphasis on YouTube, especially offline mode and ownership issues, especially for smart gadgets dependent on cloud services. So the video game movement, Stop Killing Games, is exactly the same. It's kind of like, okay, you bought the game for $60. It's updating. Now they have a new game, so they're sunsetting the old game. But if you want to play the old game, you no longer can because the patch is broken. So at what point in time do people, and this is a Pirate Software's issue, right? He's a big homer for the Blizzards. And so at what point in time, I play Genshin Impact. I pay $5 a month. It's, quote, free to play, but it's $5 a month, essentially. At what point in time where like, hey, well, it was presented to me as a subscription free to play model, but I put money into it. At one point in time when they come up with Genshin Impact 2, that the service, a better example of this would be Fate Grand Order. It's a mobile game, and it's just getting worse and worse. The updates are getting worse. They're getting less frequent. It's a dying game. When a game dies and its users have put a lot of money in or have even bought the video game, do they own it? Well, here it's even more obvious to me in this exact case. Like you would expect Futurehome. I mean, even the very name Futurehome indicates kind of like a promise that the future, the software would work in the future, but it doesn't. I hope the future CEO gets emailed this video thousands of times. I am the smart device in my home. Can we crowdfund a higher bounty? Yeah, I mean, yeah, $5,000. I think somebody could do it. I don't think the company's bankrupt. It doesn't really have much of a say in here. It's not updating the software. It's unusable. And that's what we got to stop the cancer that is the subscription model. I don't want a smart home. I don't want a monthly fee on top of the purchase price. I'm so sick of it all. Physical media all the way. Yeah, I do think there is a backlash we saw with the video games where people are turning to physical games. I myself have a Pokemon game physically because that's how I like to play it. That's how I collect. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's a pretty crazy situation that they call the police, again, wasting U.S. taxpayer money. Pretty sure this guy is not from the USA. I'm almost certain that he's from like Switzerland, or not Switzerland, like one of those like countries like in Northern Europe. So he's just wasting police time that could be better spent protecting U.S. citizens. Anyway, that is it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Give this a like if you like it. Bye, guys.